Jai Mayhababa. My name is Mayra Moroney and I have the honour of being the chair of the Abode Trust at the moment. And on behalf of the Trust, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for your participation, your contribution and your hearts for this wonderful weekend that we've just experienced. My heart has been bursting all weekend. Tears, laughter, just such a full heart from all the contributions made by everybody from around the world. It's just been incredible. And I've got a little Merwin who is going to say a few words.
I thank Jim and Francis for making the anniversary films possible. And I also would like to give a big thanks to all the people who contributed to the anniversary and the films.
Jai Baba, thank you, Merwin. Absolutely, it's been an incredible work of effort. In March, we did not think we would have any sort of anniversary. We decided that we would do a flag raising and lowering and suggested to the anniversary committee that perhaps maybe we could do a virtual anniversary. And they have floored us with their efforts of putting together this fabulous weekend. To finish proceedings today, I'm going to pass it on to Bill and Ollie Hitchens to do the final flag lowering before we finish this weekend.
Well, after all those words, I was going to I'll shorten the little story that occurred to me while I was watching the program during the weekend, and so happy that it was worldwide and that so many participated, and it just reminded me of a time when I was with Baba in 1967, and he indicated I was to go with him, walk with him as he was being carried over from the meeting hall to the veranda, the routine that he followed each day. And as we walked, as he was carried by 4 Indian lads, there was Erich and Francis and myself accompanying him. And he went, and then it was carried up onto the veranda. Those who know Mayrazad would know what would be able to visualize that veranda where we would sit with Mayra. And Baba was placed so that he was facing the door, so that when we departed, Mayra would come out come out and take Barbara into the house. And we were there with Barbara. And Francis bowed to Barbara, Eric bowed to Barbara and departed, leaving myself as the last to say goodbye to Barbara for that day. And I started to bow down, and then looking at Barbara, and all of a sudden, so unexpected, now that I can say how fragile his body was at that time. He was 73, and as I've spoken elsewhere of the life that he led, and his body was so fragile, and yet all of a sudden, as I bowed down and looked at him, he opened his arms quite amazingly vigorously. And I knew what he was saying. I said, yes, Bob. And what he was saying to me in that gesture, a few movements like this, be big-hearted, spread my message, live my message of love, and be brave, go forth. And when I recall living that time, I knew what he was saying to me, not only to live that message, but what he was conveying, the message of love, of honesty, of tolerance, of understanding. It helped me remind me how Barbara's within each one of us. He's the only reality, not that I understand, but somehow it means so much to me even when I think of that, and I recall, and I realize and remind myself that whatever anyone does is between them and God. And it's so vivid to me, that moment, and means so much. And unfortunately, I can no longer get around, travel around as I did. But I thank everyone. I thank the position now, being here and being able to convey at least that precious time with beloved Barbara, Jay Barbara.
Now you guys have some work to do.
Thank you for all coming to the end of this anniversary, and I hope you all come next year.
Yeah, happy day.
So.
Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher 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 Baba ki jai. eternal ancient one. Your face is a bright transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart may ere I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creation bless you all. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar, who through compassion the three worlds maintains. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of prayer, of the world's wheel that bears me on to there. Unless you who are infinitely kind, make the wisdom which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which Tuesday you I have shaped on my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. Ah, myself I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the days, till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar